those people you think are super happy, actually not that happy. Some of them are really depressed. They're very sad. Some of the happiest seeming people, actually some of the saddest people in reality.
In 2018, Elon Musk deactivated his Instagram account, an account that had 8 million followers, and deleted the Facebook company pages of Tesla and SpaceX. In response to questions and rumors about why he deactivated his Instagram account, Musk tweeted, "Instagram is so thirsty, yet gives you death by water," an apparent reference to T.S. Eliot's Death by Water. However, his thoughts may seem strange coming from the man who just bought Twitter for $44 billion, but there's a reasonable explanation. Stick around and you'll find out what's behind the curtain, and as we discover with Elon Musk the dangers of social media. In a video podcast, Elon Musk spoke about the dangers of social media and how it breeds comparison and self-esteem issues amongst people.
People look like they have a much better life than they really do.
Right.
So
By design.
yeah, people are posting pictures of when they're really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking. Even if they're not modifying the pictures, they're at least selecting the pictures for the best lighting, the best angle. So people basically seem they're way better looking than they basically really are.
Right.
And they're way happier seeming than they really are. So if you look at everyone on Instagram, you might think, man, there are all these happy, beautiful people, and I'm not that good looking and I'm not happy. So I must suck, and that's gonna make people sad.
This message has struck a profound chord with many people who agree that social media often does more harm than good. Watching everyone live what looks like the best life might possibly make you feel bad about yourself. However, this lesson may seem strange coming from a man who just bought Twitter for $44 billion, but there's a reasonable explanation. Unlike other social media platforms, Twitter involves fewer pictures and videos, which reduces risk of comparison. People tend to compare lifestyles, and the best place to portray a certain type of lifestyle is on Instagram or other picture-sharing platforms. People hardly ever share pictures on Twitter. They'd rather share memes. On Twitter, you can be yourself and watch others be themselves with no picture. People don't feel the need to display a perfect life or pretend they're doing better than they actually are. As Musk said, people generally think of themselves relative to others, so constantly seeing people at their best might make you feel less than. What you can do to escape is stay away from social media platforms like this. On the other hand, Twitter creates a space for people to share their opinions and have a voice. Although that opinion may not always be positive, more often than not, it is not as malicious as the comment section of most Instagram posts. Twitter's just a bunch of people coming together to share ideas and opinions. And while that doesn't mean Twitter can't be toxic, it does mean it's often less toxic, especially when compared to other social media platforms. Unfortunately, people are angry and sad, and for some strange reason we may never truly understand. They believe transferring that pain to other people will reduce their own. And in fact, after spilling all their venom, they still feel just as bad, and it proves that insulting other people is not the way to make yourself feel better. It still doesn't stop them from doing the same thing the next day. They wake up the next day to continue spreading all that pain, hoping it makes them feel better. A la Groundhog Day. So if you could, why not avoid all that toxicity? Why not avoid all the negative energy on social media, including Twitter? Because no matter how much we defend it, and although it's true that it's less toxic than most other platforms, it is still toxic to an extent, and we should all avoid toxic spaces. Many people have spoken about how much better their lives have been since they stopped using social media. They feel at peace. They've let go of the need to validate themselves to other people. Leaving social media has helped them reconnect with their family, their friends, themselves. When you're away from social media, you can focus on things around you more intently. Without the distraction of social media, you've got more time to focus on work. And that may be how Elon Musk became so rich, by detaching himself from social media. Either way, these platforms make money from their ability to distract you. So why use the time you could be using to make money for you instead of putting money in another person's pocket? Musk stated that constantly being on a social media platform baselines our expectations. He said that if you could take a break away from everything and live in the woods, you'd be able to experience life differently. He spoke about watching shows like Naked and Afraid to see what people are like away from social media. When you watch shows like this, you'll see it's possible to live without social media for a long period. We've become so addicted to social media, most of us can't imagine our lives without it. It's the first thing on our mind when we wake up, and it's the last thing we do before we go to sleep. We're obsessed with posting the perfect picture in the perfect place with the perfect lighting. Most of the time, it's a slow process, but before you know it, you're constantly seeking validation from strangers you've never met. Some people spend their whole day creating the perfect picture to seem perfect and happy. As Musk added in the podcast, the truth is, some people who seem super happy could actually be the saddest people. People will naturally post pictures where they look happy, even if they're not. No one wants anyone to know what they're going through, so they hide it behind the smile they post online. Musk went on to talk about how nobody looks good all the time, no matter who they are. Everyone has bad days, but on social media platforms, all people will ever show are their good days, and that's understandable. No one wants people to see you when you're vulnerable, so you present your best self on social media. Musk is active on social media platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn. He posts on LinkedIn and he tweets quite a bit. The only social media platform he does not use is Facebook. In 2018, he deleted his company pages of Tesla and SpaceX. And when people started speculating, he tweeted from his personal Twitter account saying, "It's not a political statement. I didn't do this because someone dared me to do it. Just don't like Facebook. Gives me the willies. Sorry." He went on to add that he never advertised with Facebook before, and none of his companies buy advertising because a product lives or dies on its own merit. Later that year, August 21st of 2018, Musk deactivated the Instagram account, an account he had 8 million followers on. And to explain that further, he just simply tweeted, "Didn't like it." He quoted the word "like" as not so subtle nod to Instagram's like feature. As you can see, Musk clearly prefers Twitter to all other social media platforms. It's no wonder he ended up buying it. He actively tweets from his account, and he currently has over 94 million followers on the platform. The important thing to do is choose the social media platforms you are active on wisely and make an effort to filter out the bad. There's really not much we can do to avoid toxicity completely. Outside of social media, well, it's still dangerous out there in the world. It's filled with people who get off making you unhappy. The difference is you can control your space in the real world. You can decide who remains in your life and cut those off who bring negativity. But on social media, you're opening yourself up to billions of people and allowing them to have their opinion about you. It also means you're watching other people's lives and comparing theirs to yours. Although you may be comparing yourself to people in the real world, on social media, you can see millions of people to compare yourself to. The benefits of staying away from social media can't be denied. It gives you a special type of peace. So understandably, Elon Musk says you should take a break from it. But in the end, it all boils down to you and the choice you want to make for yourself. So what would you do if the richest man in the world said it would be better to live without social media? Can you delete all your accounts and never look back? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that icon bell, and we'll see you next time in another mind-blowing video.